Hello, and welcome to the Whiskey House Pub House podcast. You can't see it, but our guest returned. Now, he's not a guest, but he's part of it. He's returned, and he is dabbing back and forth. Carter is back, and this episode we're going to talk about his trip.
Yeah.
And his adventures, stuff that he got while he was gone. And secondary part, we have a few different Knob Creek single barrel select rye Minnesota spice selection barrels to sample.
Let's get into it.
So nice of Knob Creek to make a Minnesota spice selection.
They know we like good stuff.
You guys are hopping over the intro. We haven't even introduced ourselves other than Alex and
Yeah, Alex
Yeah.
is here. I'm
Hi.
back again. Carter, obviously, we talked about.
me.
Who else do we have?
That's
We got Zach.
We got Zach.
Zach.
Zach's in the house.
wow.
Who's that?
I'm here.
No,
We
you're
got-
not. He's not here.
monitoring the volumes, and adjusting on the
Up
fly.
and down and up and down.
So we got four of us here today, and we're excited to hear about Carter's adventure. What order do we want to do this in, do you think?
I think we should start with our tradition. Let's do a weekend update,
Okay.
as SNL would call it.
Rip Norm.
So we'll start with Rip Norm. We'll start with Zach, and then after when Zach's done, he'll urge us to continue.
Yeah, I'm
And
gonna
skip ourselves.
skip everyone else.
So-
That's how I do it.
And as tradition dictates.
So we'll start with Zach once he gets some
Yeah,
high
so-
quality H2O.
Yes, I haven't done a whole lot. I bought a new bottle of the regular.
It's just a plane.
Just the plain.
We're near an airport, so if there's background plane noises,
We're
it's
on an airport.
Yeah.
plane.
We're on a plane. We're
No,
on a
we
plane.
actually live in
Private
airport.
jet. We live in. an
I only bought one thing, and really only tried one new thing, and that was the regular Iron Root
The Harbinger.
Harbinger. Yeah. So the regular, I think it's 90 proof. It's not that high. It's not that hot. It tastes hotter because it's intense. You know, it's Texas whiskey, so it's super oaky, super spicy. I find it quite amazing for the price. It was only like $30, and honestly, it's a high contender compared to my other single barrel bourbons and stuff like that. I know me and Dylan were just talking about how Texas whiskey really does a nice job of changing things up when you've been drinking a lot of bourbon. So it's just so spicy. It cuts through the sweetness, right? And it's a nice change of pace. So you can go from a bourbon into a Texas whiskey in the same night if you choose to do so, and it'll feel like your palate had already been cleansed because it's just completely different flavor profiles. It's really awesome.
It's almost like not the same flavors, but it's like the same experience going from a Speyside or a Highland to an Island
Yeah.
in the same sense.
Yeah, it's too different, and it's really cool. I really like what Iron Root has done. That Harbinger, I don't think it's a single barrel; it's just a blend, but it's fantastic. I love it.
Yeah.
All right, moving on.
I guess we should probably leave Carter last, I suppose. But
that'll be a good segue.
Yeah.
We'll segue right in. Oh, We're so good at this. Carter, you're part of the we. We're good at this. Don't laugh.
I snicker.
well, I mean, I've said it before. I'm just kind of on the lookout for seasonal release stuff, and always for some of the harder to find stuff, the good bourbons. But I don't think I haven't picked up anything this time. I think since our last recording.
What are you talking about? You picked up that Jefferson's.
Oh, I forgot about that. Well, spoilers ahead. So,
Unless it wasn't supposed to be said.
I did pick up something from Jefferson that we will be trying. I think that's in the next episode, technically.
Okay.
Oh.
So, I see. Yeah. Now he sees.
Oops.
And at last I see the light.
Big tear.
Well, I guess talking about that, Carter and I we've been trying to find, keep on the watch on the Midwinter's Night's Dram. see if we can find some more of those when that comes out. So we've been checking stores.
Oh, sorry. This is a squeaky chair. I'm gonna do my best to not move all recording.
The squeaks.
But it's
The sun.
I turned and Carter's hat is on all sideways, and I just wasn't expecting it. That's all.
The sun.
the sun. Where's that hat from, Carter?
O'Shaughnessy's distillery.
I forgot. Oh, you haven't even maybe let's say that for the next episode so we have more context, I suppose.
Yeah, that would be best.
But yes, future episode. Yeah, but I haven't really got anything whiskey related other than the fact we're looking for seasonal stuff, such as like midwinters and stuff. I did pick up, funny story. I told Alex this, just a little highlight what happened to me yesterday when I was shopping at my local liquor store. I was out of Yeg, so I needed to pick up some more Yeg. So
As one does.
yes.
rather than getting the room temperature Yeg, I went to the freezer and picked up the one that was in the freezer.
You can get cold Yeg at the liquor store.
Yeah, how else are you
At that-
supposed to drink it?
I didn't.
At this special liquor
Hot.
store.
I didn't realize that you could get cold Yeg.
I feel like
I've
most
always,
liquor stores do that.
I've always seen
They always
just
have-
Yeg sitting out, and then you take it home and put it in your freezer.
Oh. Yeah, this has one more step done for you.
Yeah, it's like a fancy beer fridge, but for Yeg.
Yeah,
It's a Yeg.
it's just literally filled with thousands of bottles.
not everyone has a Yeg dispenser at their disposal.
It's true. That's true.
When you do, you use it.
But so I picked one up and I was walking towards the counter, and three gentlemen walk in. One was like, I don't know, he was close to 7 foot, and
What's his name? Chevy Chase. And then was there a Martin Short right next to him? And then a
exactly.
Steve Martin in
Was
between
it
them.
a stick up?
And then they're like, and we are the three amigos. And then they humped the air, and then everyone just fell down. That's
Something, a little something.
That's what
like
happened,
that.
right? Yeah. I'm just,
Pretty much.
I feel like that had to
Yeah.
have happened.
But the guy was big, both tall and wide. But and he had his two buddies, and they must have been just turned 21. But they went and got their cases of Busch each, and the big guy got 2 cases of Busch Apple,
Heck.
and then went to the checkout. And the lady at the checkout had checked all of their paper licenses, and the second lady checked me out, and then I walked back to my car, but these guys got out first. And as I was walking past them standing at their truck, and he turns and asks me, he's like, "Oh, what do you got in that bag?" And I'm like, "Just Jägermeister." He's like, "Oh, you gonna drink that all the night?" And I was caught off guard. I'm like,
Yes,
I
yes,
should
I
have
am.
said yes, yes, I am. But I just
And it's Thursday.
and it's Thursday. So instinctually, I just went no. And he's like, "Oh, why not?" Then I really got confused, and I just looked at him, and I was gonna say, because my brain went through, it's Thursday. It's like not even.
The weekend.
It's like no one would do that on Thursday. It's really bad.
Yeah. I mean, you got to come from his perspective.
Yeah.
A single serving
Yep.
of alcohol is
A
2 cases of
bottle
Busch.
at
No,
least.
yeah,
Yeah,
2
yeah,
cases of
yeah.
Busch Apple. I mean,
Oh, beer, yes.
a beer, yeah. And so,
And they're 24 packs.
yeah.
That's
So 48 beers.
ridiculous.
That's when you're 7 feet and tall and wide. That's just that's your Thursday night.
It's just water to you.
It's just flavored water.
It's just
yeast
flavored,
water.
bready water.
It's your breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and your hydration.
Oh no! You could chew on that all
You
day.
chew on that.
Be delicious.
Oh, this is a half-open can of beer water. But, so I'm just like, no, I'm not. And he's like, why not? And I'm like, well. And then as I was thinking in response, the car that was parked next to me was a Ford Explorer. Just like an 04 Ford Explorer. He's like, "Oh, is that your truck?" And I'm like, "No." As because I'm walking
so
to my Hyundai, and
This
I'm like,
person
"No,
is oddly,
this is my
Yeah, he's
car."
oddly personable.
Yeah.
And friendly.
He just
for
wants to
a-
be friends.
for a liquor store
He's
parking
looking for
lot.
someone to share his Busch Apple.
He's
with.
just-
Yeah, I
Well,
guess.
when you just loiter in a parking lot talking to people, that's not how you want to start conversations.
He sounds like a predator.
He sounds like. But
he just sounds like he's like gonna try to rob you.
Yep.
He's like,
Yep.
"Hey, how you doing?" And then he's like, "Give me
well,
your
he
money."
had a friendly face to him, so you know.
the
how he gets
6 foot
you.
tall,
But he wanted to
large,
make
scary
sure
man.
that I knew that the Ford Explorer was very prone to rolling over. So you just want to let me know that.
Yeah, he's looking out for you.
yeah.
Again,
He is.
so friendly.
But I reassured him, like, no, in fact, I am driving this car, this Hyundai. So no, I'm not driving that Ford Explorer. So, and that was pretty much the end of the conversation.
That's good.
So,
Just got to get out of there. You taught him something. Now he knows you don't drive a Ford Explorer.
Yep.
And he's not
and
an
it's
alcoholic.
not
You don't
normal to drink a
drink
full
one- yep.
bottle of Yeg in one sitting.
Full
Yeah.
bottle of
And he
Yeg.
taught you something. If you didn't know that Ford Explorers roll over easily,
That's called mutually beneficial relationship.
That's great.
It was just
That's
all around a good
symbiosis.
conversation.
That's a great experience,
Yeah.
Dylan. Thank you for sharing.
Yep. So that was my experience this week.
Experiment. Social experiments with Dylan. This week, I buy 2 cases of Bush Apple and talk to people in parking lots.
Just to see what happens. All right. I didn't do anything. Nothing about nothing. I'm waiting to hit our special store on the way to Zach's cabin
For more Eagle Rare.
for potentially more Eagle Rare
Yeah.
and supposedly
Blanton's.
Blanton's.
Doesn't exist.
It
Doesn't
probably
exist.
does not exist, but he assured us he was gonna
He
find.
probably got
some.
confused with like every other bourbon that has a horse on it. Like the
Oh, it's
15.
Pinhook.
It's yeah.
So, anyways, I'm kind of waiting on that, so that I can buy a case of Blanton's.
That'd be cool.
Case,
That would be
straight
cool.
up case.
I will buy all that he has.
He
if
could
he
make
has
so much
them.
money off that if,
No, I
if he was
know,
selling it
but-
at MSRP.
That's a lot of money just to buy a case.
Well,
I would do it. Why not?
when's the last time you saw it?
That's a good point.
That's good. That's a good point.
That's a good point.
So, anyways, that's.
Good point.
I'm just kind of waiting on that,
Seeing if that happens.
seeing if it happens. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep. Carter,
So Carter,
Mr. Segway.
what has happened since you were on the pod? You've got a couple weeks.
Yeah.
What have you done?
So I did some stuff. I was away. I went on vacation. Me and my family. We drove from Minnesota all the way to Oregon. So that was fun. And along the way, we made some stops. We stopped in Seattle, stopped in South Dakota, Wyoming.
You only made 1 stop per state.
Yeah. I didn't have to pee at all.
North and South Dakota kind of one.
One
Step.
big state.
The Dakota.
Dakota.
They're the Dakota.
Duh. Dakota.
The Dakota. Yeah.
Interesting.
And what
Okay.
was cool about the trip?
Nothing.
Give us the
Nothing
highlights.
was cool, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sucked.
Did your family's relationship grow stronger together?
Yeah, it was great.
It's great. Yep. And
Did you focus your hatred on one family member all the time, as most family members do in trips?
Yes. No, it was okay. It
We
was
saw
pretty
how
good.
your brother was sleeping
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
while you were
in the back?
stuck in the back seat while he was taking up the whole middle row.
Oh yeah, that was annoying.
That was funny.
That was funny. No, it was actually really good. We had a really good time. We did some really cool stuff. We got to go see there's one place in where was it? Was it
Leadville.
South Dakota?
Lead.
I think
They're
that's
just called lead.
Yeah,
that might
the
just
city is
be it.
called Lead.
Yeah.
I think it was. Yeah, it was in Lead, South Dakota.
Is it lead or is it lead?
I thought that was Wyoming whiskey.
No, this is from South Dakota.
All right,
It's
that's
from
why
Deadwood.
That's why it's not good.
Yeah, makes sense.
So what did you pick up there?
Well, so Lead wasn't any place that I got any liquor from, but it was just really cool because it was an old gold mine. And then from the gold mine,
That's a terrible name to name a town
I
that
know.
you mine gold. Let's call it lead.
Lead. Let's call it Lead, and then make it a gold mining town.
That's why I thought it was maybe called lead, because like
No, it's
horses or something.
It's called lead, and everybody makes a big joke about it.
Interesting.
It's pretty funny.
Okay.
It's pretty funny.
But basically, we drive into town, and there's a big old gold mine. And, of course, it's not functioning now. But they use it to do neutrino experiments, which was really interesting. So basically, they're just trying to make dark matter, like 4 miles in the ground.
Yep.
Fascinating.
That's cool.
And the only reason they use it is because it's not affected by the radiation, just ambient radiation in the air, or like that's projected on. I don't know. Things. That was cool. Went to Yellowstone. That was pretty sweet. Saw some stuff. You know, big water
Geysers and
shooters.
falls and
Just go
shooters.
Yeah, geysers were cool. The mud pits, they were really stinky, but they were cool. Everything smelled like sulfur, and it was really bad. You'd get out of the car, and it'd be like, why? Why am I here? It smells so bad. But on our expedition across the United States, we did stop at a couple distilleries that the first one was in South Dakota. And it was really weird. It was a weird, so it was in Deadwood.
Okay.
Which is basically like old cowboy town. And this distillery, we were just driving on the main stretch of road, and I was like, oh, there's a Deadwood, it was Deadwood Distillery? No.
Something like that.
Yeah, something like that. And I was like, oh, well, might as well just stop and take a look.
Right, so you had no plans of...
No. I had no idea what this was. But I get out, and I'm like, it's kind of cool. It's all the floors are wood, and it looks like they distill there. I didn't see any stills, but it looks like it was made on the premises.
Okay.
But I started looking at the bottles, and I'm like,
Oh, they have cowboys on them.
none of these are
Yeehaw.
normal whiskey.
Like it's all flavored, or it's
Yeah.
all okay.
It was 90% of their stock is flavored whiskey.
Yeah.
Red flag.
It
I
was
did
a
see
big
that,
red
yeah.
flag, and I was just like, can I just find normal, just straight up whiskey? And I finally found it, and I was like, okay, well, it's probably like $30, so why not buy it? I'm on vacation.
Yeah, you're here. You're there.
And it was just like, I had a little sip in the car. I like opened it up, and I was like, tastes okay. It tastes pretty okay.
Yeah.
So we have, that's what this is.
This
here.
is what, yeah. So this one,
Are we trying these? Is that what's happening?
Yeah, we're gonna be
we're
trying
gonna try it right now.
All right. I think as you're talking about it, why not?
yeah.
Might as well.
Let's try
As
it.
long as this isn't gonna like ruin our palates.
Nah,
Okay.
not
we
compared
have-
to all the other
Oh
stuff
wait.
that's coming.
Oh, you forgot the cork pop.
There wasn't one.
No,
it was so bad. It was absent of cork pop. You ready?
Yeah.
Oh no.
That hasn't been opened in a little bit, because I basically opened it, and then we flew home from Portland, and then I haven't touched that bottle since.
I'm excited to see how meh it is.
So it is 40%
Yeah, it's 80 proof.
copper distilled
Okay.
wood barrel whiskey company.
It's
Yeah.
very light.
It's super light. I don't think they aged it very long.
Let's see if I can find it.
I don't think it has an aged. It's all about Wild Bill.
It just says produced and bottled.
Yeah. It's all about Wild Bill.
Smells light and fruity though.
Cock.
I don't know if Wild Bill Hickok. But Deadwood was cool though, because what was it? From 2 at like 2 o'clock or 1 o'clock and 6 o'clock, they had the main street was closed.
Oh, and they did a shootout
They
thing.
did a shootout.
Yes.
Every like 3 hours they did a shootout.
Oh,
They
that's
reenacted
awesome.
a shootout.
That's funny.
And it was really funny because it was just such a tourist trap
Yeah.
town, and I thought it was I thought Lead was way cooler because it was just outside of Deadwood, like a couple miles.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is way cooler. I'd rather just come here and just like, because it's a gold mine.
Yeah.
So
it's very light and sweet smelling.
It's kind of bready.
It kind of just smells, and I don't know if this is because I have a tub of red vines in front of me, but it kind of smells like
Licorice.
red, not even licorice, because I don't know if you can consider red vines licorice, but
No. I will put my no. You do not count red vines as licorice.
It's the Carter seal of disapproval.
They are something else, and they are
it's
not
generic
that
red
rope candy.
rope candy sugar smell. All right, I'm gonna go in for a sip.
That's a big sip.
It's pretty meh.
cherry sweetness.
It's
Like
It doesn't
it's just
it doesn't
generic.
taste it doesn't taste like much, but it's also not bad.
better
No.
than Earl Settler. Just saying. It's better.
Yeah.
We have to figure out some way of revisiting that. That's
I'm gonna
Earl
next time you
Settler.
come over to my house, I'm just gonna give you something,
I'll-
and it's gonna be Earl Settler,
That's a callback to the $30 whiskey challenge.
and you're gonna be like,
This is really good. What is
really
this?
good, and I'm gonna be like,
Earl Settler.
Gotcha again.
Gotcha.
gotcha again.
You know, that was. Did I already talk about Earl Settler on a previous episode from my experience?
I don't
Yeah.
know if we did.
I
We?
did.
I
On-
think
on a-
we did
okay.
the last,
last one.
right. Which is
Anyway.
not. I don't know.
It hasn't been posted yet.
hasn't been
but-
posted yet, but by the time
It
this
will be.
one's
It will
out,
be.
it will
And
be.
this, what is it called?
It's called The Dead.
The Dead. The Dead is better than Earl Settler, so you can go die.
How
Earl
much was
Settler.
this though?
I think this was like $25-$30. Like nothing in there was expensive
This is pretty good.
because
No, it's
I
honestly
mean,
not bad.
it was
It kind of just tastes like alcohol burn and a little sweetness, but
yeah, and I expected it to taste like that.
It kind of tastes like it was next to the flavored whiskeys. Like it just has that sweet aroma.
or like they
There
did
was-
a batch of regular after they did a batch of the flavored, and it's just kind of the
So
lingering.
many
yeah.
flavored whiskey. I didn't even think you could make that many flavors of flavored whiskey.
That many flavors.
It was ridiculous. They had like 20 different flavors of, and they also had, so it wasn't just straight whiskey. It was also moonshine too.
Yeah.
And they
Makes
made
sense. Makes
like
sense.
candles.
Easy to make. Yeah.
Distiller doesn't have any of their. They only have one of the whiskeys up on Distiller, and it's the flavored one.
Of
But
course it is.
Which flavor?
I bet it was vanilla.
Maple.
it just said flavored.
It's
Well,
Honey,
honey
flavored.
Oh, okay.
They had,
I was
like-
gonna say the normal whiskey doesn't taste like anything, so they just call
Flavored.
it flavored whiskey.
This is flavor
Yeah.
flavored.
they had
Flavor.
like apple, lime,
That sounds terrible.
vanilla, caramel.
Yeah.
It was like so many just like weird. Like, I think they had like a key lime one.
Yeah.
And like a grape one.
I'd be intrigued if a lime would make a bad whiskey better. Kind of like how Bud Light lime is just a superior drink
Bud Light.
that of Bud Light. So would a lime whiskey
Might.
and the whiskey's no good make it for realsies?
I'm curious what Dylan is doing right now.
He's opening a window, I think.
Is he getting hot?
Yeah, he must be getting toasty.
It's getting hot in here.
It must be locked.
As we're making all this noise.
This one's probably easy to open.
Oh yeah, open that one.
Carter, can
Just
you?
slides
Does that one have a
yours
screen
doesn't-
on it?
Hold on.
It just
Yeah,
slides
the
up.
bottom
Yeah,
one.
it's got a screen
Hold
on
on. I
it.
think I can.
Can you open the screen? I was trying to look for a dump glass.
Oh yeah, we don't have a dump glass. But from the Dakotas, we traveled to. Oh, we were.
you were literally.
I was gonna. Let's leave it open now. But
Oh, you were trying to.
I was gonna check it.
Out the window, literally.
I gotcha.
It's good, but I pour myself too much.
Yeah. Oh crap! Where did we go from?
From South Dakota.
South Dakota
You must have been
to-
to either Montana
No, it was
or
Wyoming.
Wyoming.
It was
yeah.
Wyoming. So South Dakota to Wyoming, and we stayed in Cody. Cody was cool.
Mm-hmm.
And then from there we went to Jackson. To Jackson Hole. Stayed there for 2 nights.
Cool.
And that was when we were going to Yellowstone. So Yellowstone was really pretty.
All these lies. Everyone knows Wyoming isn't a real place.
It's not a real
No
place.
one lives there.
I don't know what.
It's not a real place.
That's
on
why
the
it's
map.
called Wyoming.
Yeah, Wyoming.
That's where they make the birds.
Yep. and the giraffes.
And the giraffes.
Birds.
Um.
I forgot about that.
So yeah, that was really fun. And then from there, I went to Idaho. Idaho was actually kind of cool.
Yeah.
I think northern or southern part of Idaho?
I think it was the southern part of Idaho. It was Idaho Falls.
Is it
Yeah,
true that
that's-
their
I think
economy
so.
is based off of the potato?
What? About the potato?
The
So did you give him
economy.
a turtle? What?
Oh, Norm.
the random inputs.
All right. So yeah.
What about potatoes?
Close there.
Idaho.
Idaho potatoes. Yeah, sure.
What'd you do in Idaho?
Potatoes. We only stayed there for like a night, so we didn't really get
Just
much.
went right through.
Yeah, so we basically got into Idaho Falls that night, ate some food, and left.
Sweet.
Cool.
And why am I forgetting geography? Idaho is next to what? Going
Washington.
that way.
Going
Yeah,
west.
Washington or Oregon,
Yeah.
right?
So okay, so yeah, then
Or is it depends how far south you are.
They went.
No.
They went to Seattle first. So you
well, so actually, we had to go because there was an accident on the interstate.
Big
So
oops.
we had to go around that. So we had to take an hour detour out of our way through like the foothills in Oregon.
I see.
So we went from Idaho into Oregon and back up
Gotcha.
into Washington. So then from there we went to Seattle. Seattle, sick. I love Seattle.
How many homeless people were there?
There's a lot of homeless people on.
And how many people did you think were homeless people but weren't because of the way they were dressed?
None of them.
Really?
Yes.
That's a new one. When I was there, lots of people just looked homeless. They definitely weren't. They were driving BMWs, but
Yeah.
they were in like the most disgusting Carhartts you've ever seen. Like they took them off a hobo, and then
That just sounds like the
went,
PNW though.
yeah, and then went to the GMO free breakfast diner,
Vegan diner
yeah, vegan diner.
down the street. No, it was really cool. We went to Pike's Place Market, of course.
You
Got
gotta,
stuff.
you gotta go there once.
Kind of have to. It was pretty overrated.
Yep,
It was fun.
but you got to do it.
Got
Even
to
though
see
it's
some guy
overrated.
throw a fish.
Yep.
It's pretty sick.
Fish.
Yeah, because it's like the really famous fish market there, Pike's Place Fish Market.
Yep.
That's where they like when they get an order in, they throw
That's
the fish.
we stopped. That was where we
know, they-
stopped with.
Yeah. Logan and Tanner and Kiri.
Oh yeah, and we
They go, "Hey, you
What
want a
did
fish?"
we-
And you go, "Fish."
we ate there right before we got on a plane to come back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I see. Yeah. Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. Where'd you guys go to eat?
I don't remember.
I don't know.
It was. I mean, there's a few restaurants within it,
Yeah.
but it was a seafood based place.
Okay, cool. When we were there, we went to a brewery in there. It's called Old Stove. I got a flight. Most of them were pretty good. They had a red ale and a brown ale, which I don't see very often. They were pretty good. I had a really nasty sour, and I was very disappointed.
Yeah.
Because sours are super hit and miss. Because
Yeah,
sometimes
yeah.
they can be good.
Yep.
Other times they're disgusting. Yeah, that one was disgusting.
Interesting.
Shame.
So you mentioned that you went to the Starbucks,
Oh yeah.
Pike Street.
I don't remember if it's on Pike. I don't think it is. The original one
Not that one.
is close to Pike's Place Market. It's like on that stretch, but the reserve is a little bit further away. So we went to the reserve. The reserve was super cool. Got to see all the roasters, and I picked up some coffee. I got
As one does at Starbucks.
yeah, it was really expensive coffee too. Like it was ridiculously expensive
Yeah, we tried a few of them.
because it was $40 for a half pound of the barrel aged coffee.
Yikes.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Yeah, talk about that barrel aged one.
So, well, I knew that would be the only one that mattered. So the barrel aged is aged in used Knob Creek barrels.
That sounds like something we're gonna try later.
Do we know what coffee that was?
I think it was Guat. It was
Guat.
Guatemalan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
It was really good there, and I tried to recreate it.
But so you had it as a cold brew, though,
I had
right?
it as cold brew.
Okay.
It was cold brew, and then they also gave you a little thing of like sweet cream on the side. So I tried it with by itself, straight up, really, really good. And then I tried it with a little bit of cream, and it was just like, ooh, even better. Because it was nice, creamy, but it also had like that nice, like, good, like cherry mouthfeel that it was just so good. It was so good, and I want to recreate it, but it was so expensive. It's really dumb.
Do you think we'll get to try that on the podcast later on?
Probably.
Right.
I gotta make it. Gotta bring it home.
Okay.
So yeah, Seattle, really good. We also went to one of probably my favorite places right now for whiskey. We went to Westland. That was something else. It was super cool.
Do you want to? I guess the question is, which do we start with? Yours? And then
no, we start with yours because this has got peat in it.
Okay. Yeah, that's fair. All right. So you talk about that while I get this out.
Okay. So basically, Westland, super, super, super cool distillery
And why are they cool?
because they are doing American single malt, and they also do sometimes use peat in their blends. And
How dare they use peat?
but it's locally sourced American peat. It's not brought over from somewhere else.
They finally get that.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
I think so. That's what they used in this, I think.
Oh, it's a screw off, though.
And they're all screw tops, but they're like fancy screw tops.
Quality screw tops.
Fascinating.
So while I was there, I tried, 4 of their, 4 of their offerings. So they have a main line. I didn't try any of the main line because we tried.
Oh, you didn't?
No, it's because we tried.
We tried the two.
The sherry and the normal just
peated. We
it
tried
was
the peated. Yep.
Yeah.
We have not tried the American oak.
Just the straight American oak.
Yes.
Yeah. So I actually tried all their limiteds right now. And
Hold on. Wait. All right, I'm back.
so I had 4 of their limiteds. So I had the one that we will be trying now, which is the Cask 2632, right?
So this is cask number 2632, single cask release, cask strength. It's bottle 1 of 293, distilled by Westland Distilling in Seattle, Washington. Alcohol level is 57% or 114 proof.
Oh, it smells good. That was really good.
It's a minimum of 3 years.
Yeah. So I had that. I had their Coleri. That was the first edition that they've ever made. So that one was brand new.
Okay.
And then I had their Cask Exchange one, which basically is they age it in used. I guess I don't actually like
From someone else.
Did they say? Did they say where the cask was from?
Well, it was a beer.
Okay. So
It's it's like an aged ale, or like a stout that they aged the whiskey in.
Yeah.
That was really interesting. It was really different. Really good. And then the one that I got was the Gariana. So basically, that's just the wood that they were trying to find.
We'll talk about that one in a little bit when we get to that one.
Yeah.
That one probably deserves its own little highlight,
but they were all just
really good.
They were all really, really good and super nice people that work there. It's really cool because they have all of their on the wall. It's all illuminated from underneath, and it's all of like the past releases that they've had on their wall. It was so cool. They also have all glass into where they have the barrels sitting. So you could basically, poked my head in there and I took some pictures and I was like, this is really, really cool. Because they weren't open for tours at the time, unfortunately.
All right. Well, so yes, this one is the one that I had Carter pick up for myself. So
And
that's why I had it.
That one is the sherry finished.
Yep.
Very, very mapley. Like intensely maple
Oh,
on
so
the
good,
nose.
Also super spicy. I get it. What's the proof on this?
115,
115.
114.
114.
That's like a what's the hot cinnamon? What's the snack?
Hot tamales.
Yeah, hot tamale. A little bit like a hot tamale.
It's so
Maple.
chocolatey, and I love it so much because it's like a weird mix of like dark and like milk chocolate, and it's just so good.
Yeah, it's got the what the regular sherry finish is lacking compared to this is that cinnamon.
And it's just a nice maltiness to it. Like it's just it's good.
Yeah, this is just really good.
It's just really good. Love it so much.
Did they say in the? I guess I don't even know if you could who you would ask when you were there, but when they were going to start shipping out more product or inventory.
I didn't ask the lady that was helping me about if they were going to start or when they were going to start pushing out more product to like liquor stores and stuff. But you can, like, if you wanted the limiteds, you can buy them online and have them shipped to you.
Yeah.
Which is nice because now I know that I can get these limiteds that are really interesting, and then they've got a really good thing going.
Yeah, good. They've established a reputation from us. We like them a lot.
I love
They're
guys.
just really good. Yeah, I get really on the end flavor. I get strawberry.
Strawberry. I was just gonna say a dark berry.
Yeah, it was just really, really cool.
A lot of caramel too. Alex, what do you think about this?
I don't think I'm a this kind of whiskey guy.
It's hurting his throat. I could tell he's making.
No, not my throat. My tongue hurts.
Okay.
That's
You're making the guttural throatal sounds that you do when you drink. The high proof stuff.
I think I just prefer bourbon
Yeah.
personally. Yeah,
Fair enough.
I don't venture into the whiskey, be American or Irish,
The Americana.
very often.
Yeah.
So, no, but I think this is nice. It's
fair.
I think it's nice. It's spicy, but it's lots of flavor.
Yeah,
Tons of flavor for sure.
They were super cool.
the limiteds are very expensive though too.
Yeah, so that one I think was $120.
Yeah,
This one or
His.
okay,
the one that we just tried.
gotcha.
And the funny thing is that if you buy it online, since it's coming to Minnesota, it's actually cheaper. But plus you have to pay
Washington has like a
for shipping.
huge
20%
tax on it.
tax.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
it
how
was really cool.
it's acidic.
Yeah.
A little vinegary in there. That was dope.
They also had really cool shirts. I bought one for Dylan and
Yeah,
I
I got
got
a
one
shirt
for myself.
Yep, I had to get a shirt because this is a place I attempted to go to, but failed at. So I
Because
felt
they
like
were closed.
they were closed on July 5th, so I felt like I had Carter. I was living through Carter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was just super
I'm
cool.
gonna add a little bit of water to mine because you guys jumped with the gun.
It's because we like it as is.
I think they actually gave me a little dropper there, so that I could do that.
Nice.
And it was, I did add a little bit to each one, and I think for this one it kind of mellowed it a little bit, but it definitely still kept that nice flavor to it.
It leveled it out. It didn't get rid of anything. It just brought the spice and the alcohol down.
Yeah,
But everything's very.
it's very much the same, but it's a little bit more.
It's not on the floor. It's just like. It's
You watered it down, definitively.
Yeah,
Well,
basically.
no. It's
No?
not. It's not like no. It's not. It's not watered down. It's just it brought the spice down. It's tamed it.
Right.
It's still as viscous and oily as it was before.
Okay.
It just doesn't have that spike.
Yeah, it's very spiky at first. kind of like
The flavors,
back of
the
the throat.
flavor, the spice is taking the back seat, whereas the flavors have come back up and are
Okay.
fledged.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's really good.
Yeah.
Or what do we think about this one? We should.
Give a little rating.
We never. I don't know. I feel like we should do something.
I feel like our inconsistency with rating is humorous
Yeah.
and
Also,
probably frustrating to
It-
some
it
people,
is.
but like I think it's funny when we just do half of them.
because Zach and I were discussing about doing in a future episode doing some sort of rating, but I feel like we should have some. Well, I mean, we do sometimes do
Yeah.
it, but
Well, what we
let's
need,
start with we should start back with the Deadwood though first.
Yeah. Okay.
5.
I was gonna say first we should carry around with us when we're recording these podcasts a chart, like a custom chart, and we'll have staple whiskeys on it at levels, you know. So we'll have we can always be reminded of our personal numbers, you know.
Yeah.
Anyway, because so yeah, the
I'm good.
Deadwood.
It's just a 5. It's neutral.
Yeah, that
out
was-
of 10. 5 out of 10 because it's
Yeah.
not bad, but
Well-
it doesn't taste like much.
Well, 5 is good.
That's like
'Cause
average.
0 is bad. 1 is
Yeah.
almost bad. 2,
Out of 10,
out of 10.
no,
Yeah.
it's mid road.
Well, that's what I mean. You can't.
Because I'm saying it's not bad
Yeah.
and it's not good, so it's right in the middle. It's 5.
Right.
That's
But
kind of a subjective scaling as well.
Yeah, because most of the time I would agree. I don't really see 0. It's a 1 out of 10 scale, but
So you're saying
like one
doesn't
like
go down to
one,
0?
One would-
like
one
one
would-
is like the minimum goodness, right?
so it can't be a 0?
It could be 0 if
Could
it was bad.
Yeah.
Which, like
horrible.
no. But I'm saying is like you never see a 0.
right. It,
No.
So
I mean,
one would be
I've seen a
is-
0.
Oh, well,
Thompson whiskey.
that's a weird.
Thompson whiskey's about a 1
Yep.
because at least it has alcohol in it.
Yeah. But I mean, there's stuff that I would spit out that I've drank. I have spit out. Those are 0s,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
And 1s are just barely above that.
Yeah.
And then 2s, yeah, anyway.
I
So
would.
like- so like-
this sounds
yeah.
like you're describing my chart,
Yes.
and it's a 5.
And 5 is okay. Okay.
He's like, it's a 5.
Yeah.
Leave me alone.
Yep.
God dang it.
I'm gonna say like it's like a 3.5, maybe a 4.
I was gonna give it a 4.
Yeah.
I was gonna say 4.
All right.
Yeah. I don't know.
It's
Yeah.
It's
It's just so mediocre.
It's all right.
it's
good.
fine. There's nothing wrong with it, but
I'm not
there's
upset with it.
nothing special.
I'll
about
mix
it.
with it.
There you go.
Basically all it's good for.
Lots of it because it's low proof.
So
Yeah.
what do we give the cask number 2,632?
I give that an 8 or 9.
I was gonna say 8. Probably
7.
7.5 to 8.
7.5 is what I was gonna go with. Yep.
I like how much you said you didn't prefer it and how much we liked it, but we're right around that
Yeah, the-
point.
the
five.
Still the
Fives.
same. I think
Because I
I'm not
I
just-
didn't say that I didn't like it. I just said
No.
that I don't drink whiskey very often.
American whiskey.
American or Irish whiskey.
You said you
I
didn't
don't-
prefer it. I suppose you said you.
I
preferred
don't know.
bourbon,
I don't normally
guess.
prefer it,
Okay.
so I don't buy them.
Yep.
So I don't have lots of experience with them.
Okay, so that's
Yeah.
context.
Yep.
All right.
But that one is good.
Okay.
Yep. And plus, as a $120 bottle, it's pricey,
Yep.
and that's with Seattle pricing, plus
Right.
tax, blah blah blah.
yeah.
So the value proposition is not entirely there. You know, I mean, it would,
Yep.
No.
I'd probably
Yeah.
Leaving pricing out of it, 7.5.
Yeah.
I don't. My scale doesn't go based off of value.
Okay.
Yeah. I respect that. I think that price is subjective, so it's kind of a hard one.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, so price not being a viewpoint, I would say I'd give it an 8. 8.2.
Mm-hmm.
It's really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's my rate. And then Carter.
Got a rating.
I said 8.
Oh, you
Said
did?
8,
Sorry.
yeah.
All right. Sweet.
Nah, yeah, it's really good.
It's the bee's knees.
But it's unfortunate that it doesn't come with a sick box like this next one. Because this next one has a really sweet box. It is the Westland Gariana 5th edition. So Gariana is basically a oak that is native to the PNW.
Wait, hold on. I'm gonna get a cork pop.
Oh my goodness. So
That was really funny for some reason. It just hit.
It hit different.
Different.
So it's
I'm gonna steal the top and put it on mine because
No.
I got a red one.
no. I like the red one. Back off. It's mine. No.
Do they even fit? They look like they're not the same size.
They're the same size.
The same bottle.
Dylan. Dylan. I'm gonna beat him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm with Carter. It's just artistically not pleasing.
It's not pleasing at all.
But yours would look good with the blue.
Yeah, it would look good with the blue.
It's funny because I mean the labels are all red, white, blue.
Yeah.
Tops are blue and red, and it. I mean, technically speaking, they would work, but you know.
They would. They would. But they were.
Can I see the box?
It looks like it. The story, it seems, is they were searching basically to find the perfect tree to make their barrels out of.
I like trays.
And it's even got a little bit of some stuff on the back here. So
this is last year's release, 2020s.
So that's the most recent because
Okay,
they haven't done a
hadn't released it
2021
yet.
yet.
Okay.
That's their fall release, if I remember correctly. This one also has 30% peated barley in it.
Mm-hmm.
And they're all made, with 100% malted barley.
Right.
But this has got, that 30%.
This smells like the brisket we just had.
Yeah. Yeah. So they have a little story here on the back. And it's charting oak, enduring and stoic. Some Latin name.
Some Latin name.
Nice.
Quercus garryana. The Pacific Northwest's native oak stands as a testament to don't know that word, and perseverance. Its mighty trunk sheathed in thick mossy bark. Its roots, like our roots, are dug deep into the earth of this place. Above it towers steadfast and unmoving, but below is the persistent draw, the low churning hum of life and energy pulling up from the soil. With it comes Westland's Gariana, an exploration of Pacific Northwest.
Terroir.
Huh?
Terroir.
How did you know what that was?
Because it's the same on the back of the box.
Okay.
He's reading it in the reflection of your glasses
Yeah.
and mirrored it in his mind.
In his mind.
Terror.
Terror.
Isn't it two? No, it's
No, it's Terroir.
Tara.
Twar.
It's Tara.
Terroir.
Twar.
I think it's Scottish and Irish because I've heard that word before.
Twar.
No, it's Seattlean. They use dumb words like that.
No,
I was gonna say
it's a
they sound-
term.
No, it
Yeah.
seems kind of hipster.
This entire
They feel very pretentious.
What is it spelled?
Terroir.
Yeah.
What's
We'll get a Google
Terr.
OIR.
This is a lion.
Why is there Google?
Hey, would you like to hear the sound of an elephant?
What?
Yes.
No.
Yes.
All right, this is an elephant.
What the crap?
No, it's
I
the
can tell you about a new animal
it's the
every
there
day.
are, people outside
Do
are
you wanna
messing
know
with
about
it.
Today's animal.
No.
Okay.
Okay, well, basically.
No. I have the definition. So it's terroir. It's the complete natural environment in which a particular wine is produced, including flavors such as the soil, topography, and climate. So it's a term that goes back from Europe. It's
Right.
it's referring
Gotcha.
to the specific, not like such a specific climate, specific landscape that, because the term, there's a good episode of Whiskey Vault where they go to Ireland. And there's Waterford Irish Distillery. They're doing this where they're getting different grains from different farmers, and they're doing those runs, and they're finding out that even those different crops from the different farms have variants to them. So
Yeah, it's also 50%.
it's 50% peated.
Mm-hmm.
No, 30% peated, but it's
It's 100% malted barley. It's
50% alcohol.
Yeah.
That's what I was trying to
Oh,
say.
100 proof.
100 proof.
So, but what's the pronunciation of terroir?
Twar.
Terroir.
Twiar.
The
Terroir.
That was
Terroir.
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 That's a horrible name.
Terroir.
Terroir.
Okay, well, thank you for being unnecessarily bougie.
That's right. Yeah.
Still love
the
you,
whole
West,
time
though.
you were reading that, I was like, they're just using fancy words
To sound fancy.
just to sound. Come on.
So does this smell a little stinky to you guys? Kind of smells like farm to me, like manure.
It smells stinky.
I mean, yeah, it's
Yeah.
got protein. It smelled like the brisket that we just had.
But it's peat, though. Peaty Pete. But I did learn that their next Gariana release is actually going to be unpeated.
Okay.
So basically, she was kind of like, we're just kind of experimenting.
Right. It's just their experimental line.
Yeah, and they, were like, well, let's throw some peat in this one. I kind of thought this one was always going to be peated, but it was kind of interesting to find out that it
varies.
It varies. They swap their grain, or they swap the stuff that they use. But I'm excited to see what the other Coleri comes out to be, because that one is. I don't remember if it was the Coleri or if it was this one that they use. Able barley.
Okay. Yeah, I've heard of it. I'm not familiar with it.
Yeah, and the interesting thing about that is, I guess it's got very low yield
Okay.
to
Regular barley.
Yeah, and not a lot of farmers use it because it's not cost effective.
Right.
But they were interested because of the flavor profile that they could get out of it.
No, it's because it's rare.
Well, of course it's because it's rare.
All right, let's taste this thing.
Yeah. I added some water to mine already. As usual, I jumped it. It's pretty good. I don't like it as much as the other one as far as complexity, because it's pretty single oriented. It's just peat.
It's similar to like a
Smooth.
peated Highland.
Yeah.
Where it's not.
It's very smooth. I like it. I enjoy it.
Yeah, I don't think you'll enjoy this price tag though.
No?
Nah. $183.
I think I just got
You just get gut punched by
I
that.
got punched by words.
Yeah.
Oh man.
I like
At
it.
least it's good. At least it's not bad like my
the
my
water.
hard bag.
The water makes it better.
Big sad.
Big sad. Yeah, water. Here we go. That tastes pretty much the same to me. I don't get any new flavors. And certainly not. I kind of want it to be stronger from the get-go.
Lost it. I prefer it with the water, but I can't describe why.
I love this stuff.
It's good. I think though I'm happy with the choice I think I made with the single cask.
Yeah, that one's really good.
If I was in your shoes, I would have picked this one every time just because it was Pete, you know. I'm such a sucker.
We're kind of suckers
Sucker
for
for
Pete.
Pete. I love it. But in this case, yeah, I think Dylan definitely made the right call. I like that.
His is
single
more
malter.
interesting.
Once I heard there was a cask strength
I mean, they're technically
sherry.
all cask
I know, but
strength.
like when I heard there was a finished or a sherry finished cask
Single
strength,
cask.
when I loved the sherry finished one to begin with, then that was the choice I made because I'm just like, yes, that was amazing.
Exactly.
All right, so Alex, this is kind of like a peated Highland.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
what do you think about it?
Me and Pete don't get along.
They don't get along.
No. I don't know. It's not a flavor profile that I get behind.
But I had a cool box out of it.
That's true.
You paid an extra
I paid an extra
$60
at least
For a box and a red top.
red screw off top.
limited edition.
No, I mean I think it's fine, but I would never choose
That
to buy it.
yeah.
Right.
Or
because of
drink
the
it.
flavor profile.
What if it was like
Yeah.
what if it was like $50?
No.
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 Okay.
I'm gonna give this a 3.
3?
I would rather drink dead
Deadwood.
whatever.
The dead.
The dead. I'd rather drink the
Sort by
dead.
controversial, are we?
Yep.
Giving this
That's
bad boy
I'm
a
I mean I'm not
A 9?
I love this stuff.
What is
my.
like? I mean, there's many things in my opinion that are better.
I know,
So
but
are
it's
all of
all-
those 9s as well into 10?
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
Love this stuff. It's so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna give it like a 6.5 or 7.
Yeah, I kind of agree. I mean, my mentality is it's good. Even disregarding the price, I've had better Scottish just peated stuff.
Yeah.
But
they're in their infancy.
no, I know
They are.
But
They're going to do great
But
things.
that's the thing.
But not this one.
I mean, disregarding the price, they're scoring on my score, so it doesn't mean much. But they're scoring the same. I'd give a
Generic Isla.
well, I mean, Lagavulin 16.
Okay.
I mean, 7 Lagavulin 16, 7, 7.5.
Yeah.
There's better stuff, but it's a good whiskey,
No.
and this is a good whiskey. It's fantastic. I love that it's 50%. It's just
It's just not better than Port Charlotte.
I do like Port Charlotte's not my favorite.
Okay.
I've said it.
Okay.
Oh my god!
Oh my
I
God.
almost spilled my whiskey.
Almost.
Don't waste my $180 whiskey.
Yeah. But well, thank you for sharing your
Thanks,
trip
Carter.
overview.
Yeah.
Thank you for bringing
Also,
us.
Portland is gross. Portland is disgusting. I'm sorry if you live there or if you are. Your city's gross.
Get out
It's
now.
okay. We live near Minneapolis. I don't like Minneapolis.
Oh, I love Minneapolis. Minneapolis is nothing compared to Portland. Minneapolis does not have homeless people living on every single corner.
It's true because it's too cold in the winter.
Yeah,
They
but it's
wouldn't
also
survive.
Well, they live in the Skyways.
they live in the
True.
Skyways or Loring Park.
If you are one of our Portland listeners, just write us a letter and he will retract that statement.
I'm sorry, but it was just like it was neat, but I was like, I'm good. I went to
Yeah.
Portland. I'm good.
Did
I
you
go
get
to
any
Oregon.
ramen there?
Oh, that
Did you get any
shop?
ramen
Yeah.
there?
I didn't get ramen. We got pizza.
I would love to go back and just
Classic Oregon Portland pizza.
I went to Sizzle Pie.
That's
It's good pizza.
You go to Oregon, you go to Portland for the pizza.
The pizza. It was good pizza. It's no New York style
Yeah.
pizza, but it was good pizza.
Portland's good. We like Portland.
Do we like Portland?
I liked Portland.
Do
It was
like
fun. It was fun to
Portland?
drive through. It was
like
fun to eat
Portland?
in the. Of course, we were in like suburbia of Portland. Like
See, that's a little different.
we
We
were
were
in the-
straight up downtown,
You know, we
right
were
down the heart of it.
yeah,
Okay,
It's
well,
a little like
on Carter's scale 1 to 10, 0 to 10 of cities, he gives it a 3.
yeah.
maybe 3 or 4.
I love the gentrified parts of Portland. It's great.
We did go to Blue Star Donuts.
I don't know what it
pretty
is, but
dope.
it sounds delicious.
Did you bring any donuts?
It's a donut place.
Bring any donuts?
Yeah, I got donuts from
like
my
a
trip.
month
that
ago?
was a month ago.
Don't worry, I froze them and then I
froze them.
thawed them.
I got a bourbon blueberry.
Oh,
Basil
Don't even
donut.
joke. That's not a thing, but
It is a thing.
Oh my
No,
god!
it's real.
That sounds delightful.
It was weird because it was super like crunchy glaze. Like the glaze was really crunchy, but it was super like really, really, really sweet.
There's nothing better than being on a trip and having the flexibility to go to wherever you want to eat.
On the fly.
And like, so when I was coming back from New York, I was in Mackinac City, which is the very northern tip of southern or lower peninsula Michigan. And I found a bakery there, and I went in and I had this huge donut. It was like one of those cinnamon swirl donuts, but the topping, the icing was a peanut butter icing.
Oh yeah,
That might be the best donut I've ever had.
dude,
It
you
was
just made me want to drive to Mackinac City for no reason.
I would literally
No, there's a
drive.
reason.
I would drive
donuts.
8.5 hours to get
get
back
donuts,
there. It
yeah.
was so good,
Sounds really
delicious.
I want to be honest. I've had better tasting pastries, but honestly, nothing's been more satisfying than a frozen Uncrustable.
Okay, like a semi-thawed though, because semi-thawed are just hit different.
Well, as it freezes, it gets better with every bite. You start from frozen, where it's just like
It's
crunch,
hard.
it's crunch,
Yeah.
it's brittle.
But the jelly inside is still liquid somehow.
yep, and the white bread is still malleable.
Yeah, like
Yep.
squishy.
It's just the peanut butter is it's like a
It's the only thing that hasn't been genetically modified.
yeah,
It's
genetically
like
modified.
a super frozen ice cream cake.
That is the hardest hitting delicious pastry ever. It tastes
Is that
so
even a pastry?
whatever. It's so meh in taste, but man, it's just the way the peanut butter coats your mouth, and the jelly is just straight up like sugar and like with a little bit of fruit flavoring that actually doesn't even taste like fruit if you really think about it.
Nah, it's so good.
And the white
though.
bread tastes like air
It's so
condensed. It's so good.
Oh, you know what else is a really delicious pastry?
Mama.
Knob. I don't know what that was. I'm gonna ignore that. Knob Creek Single Barrel Select Rye.
No, Top Hat Donuts. or Top Pot?
Knob
No, that's what it's called. It's in Seattle. It's really good.
Let us make the transition.
Knob Creek.
No, I want to talk about
single-
more donuts because they're really good.
Listen, Segway boy,
We need to
your
make the
time is up.
segue.
Donuts are good. I got a Long John. It was really good. That's all I wanted to say. And it had cream in it, and it was delicious. It was the best donut I ever had.
Write us a letter if you would like us to make a new podcast called The Donut,
Donut
Boys.
Corner.
The Long John boys.
We'll make
That's
it
not
happen.
PC.
All right, Knob Creek Single Barrel Select Rye. Let me give you the backstory on how I found these bottles.
The three of them, essentially.
I was waiting to get a haircut, and I had a little bit of time to kill, so I stopped at the liquor store near the barbershop. And
It's 44 in France. We could say that.
it's not a secret.
No,
We don't go there
they're
frequently.
they're
enough
like
that
one of the biggest.
Okay, 44 in France. So we stopped there. I stopped there, and meandered around a little bit. I don't have the knowledge that these other guys do, so I didn't necessarily know what I was looking for or at, just kind of looking in general. And I stumbled across a selection of Knob Creek bottles that were set aside, and they were labeled A through F. Weird. And I didn't know what that meant.
And we have them all. No.
So I called Dylan because he knows stuff, and I said, "What's the deal here? Like, these are set aside. They're clearly got something going on because they're labeled as Single Barrel Select Rye Minnesota Spice Selection A through F."
Or is that the different brick houses?
So what I understand is I called Dylan, and he actually didn't know. So I was like, "Oh, okay. Well, this is something kind of special then." So I found the guy at the store. That his shirt said like whiskey on it or something. So I was like, that's the guy.
That's the guy. So I got
That's got to be the guy. So I found that guy and asked him what was going on with these, what I was looking at. And he said he went down to, I can't remember now if he said he went
The Kentucky.
to an event somewhere or what the deal is, but he got to sample these different barrels, and that's, I guess, what the A through F distinction was different barrels, and was able to bring them back. So by the time I got to the liquor store, E was gone. So it was A through F, but no E. E was gone. He said his favorite was B, and myself not being able to try them, I listened to his notes, his sampling and tasting notes, and decided to go with B as well.
Oh, so you got B. Okay.
I got B.
I was about to be mad. I'm like, why didn't I get B then?
I then went to get my hair cut
Yep.
by Brooklyn.
Yep.
And Brooklyn was like,
One
well,
guy.
we should go back. Maybe I want one. So we went back, and he got one. He got A.
He has F.
Oh, F. I thought he got A.
No. He's
Okay.
got F.
He got F.
I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. Okay. So I got B. He got F. And Dylan's like, well, I want one too.
Yeah.
So he got D. So we have B, D, and F.
I remember you telling me reportedly after you talked to that whiskey guy with the T-shirt,
Yes.
he said
Whiskey
he was claiming that so these single barrels, they're all from Warehouse J, and according to him, that is the I think that is factual, but that apparently Warehouse J is also the same warehouse where the Booker's Rye release came from.
That is what I was told.
Okay.
Come on.
Yep. So these are kind of special. They only had maybe 6 bottles of each letter.
That makes me wonder what was so special about E that people just
That's what
nabbed
I
that
was. I
thing
was
up.
like, man, something. But I don't think they were doing samples. I wasn't able to get a. So I wonder if someone just like
He
the
knew.
first one they picked was E,
Yeah.
and each person's like, well, if that one's gone, then that's the one I want.
Yeah.
And it was just
Yep.
a matter of chance.
Yep.
And people's perception on, oh, well, if there's fewer of those, I mean, someone took it and they like it more.
Yep.
Right.
So we were unable to even attempt to buy E, but we have 3 B, D, and F.
Yep. So this might be the closest we ever get to trying the Booker's 25th year anniversary.
So
Let's get the show on the road.
all right.
So do we wanna
I'm gonna
start
with
with-
B? I figure let's just go alphabetically.
Makes sense. Yep.
Okay. Cork pop on B. I have tried this, but it has been a couple weeks, and I have not tried them with the other ones.
Neither have
I haven't
I.
tried the other ones. Period. So. Oh, it's a tight cork.
Yeah, Knob Creek is tight.
Not a particularly great pop. but
Hollow.
I'd rather just get it out safely than, have a good sound. I guess I don't know. I'm gonna just leave it there. I didn't really give any of the specs on what it is. I think it's is it 115?
115, all the single barrel rye, I believe. This is barrel date 7/7/2015, select date 4/14/2021. Floor or warehouse J, like I said, floor 5, Rick 33.
Is that 4 3/4 year? You said 2015,
Yeah.
Yep.
so 5 3/4.
They're all from the same Rick, same floor, and same warehouse. That's not the cap.
So I know we kind of inadvertently dogged on Knob Creek like 3 or 4 podcast episodes
We
ago.
just didn't.
It didn't work. It wasn't fitting with
I don't
it.
know if
But-
it was the day or what.
Yeah, but anyway, I've always enjoyed the Knob Creek Rye, the regular one, for the money, because it's like $35, $30. It's pretty darn good.
These
And-
were not
Yeah.
and you can find it.
unreasonable.
You can find it
They're
anywhere.
like 50.
Yeah, these were 55 after tax, so it's $50.
That's not bad.
It was $50.
For a single barrel select, that's,
Barrel strength,
yeah.
all that stuff.
Exactly.
Yeah, so these are all not quite 6 years then, right? Is that what we said?
Yeah,
Already,
5 3/4, something. If I remember correctly.
Are they all the same selected date and barrel date? 7/7
Yep, 7/7.
and then 4/14.
Yep.
Okay, interesting. Yeah, what I think is it was a statewide release. Well, I mean it is because it says Minnesota on it.
Yeah, I assume. So, I mean, it's exclusive just from the fact that this is just for Minnesota. So,
Yeah,
like, it doesn't even mean anything to anyone else. But
Yeah, I haven't looked to see if anyone else, any other states have gotten released. They probably have, but I just
So we just don't have a ton of info on these.
Nope.
So we don't have a whole lot to say. So let's
because we don't take the time.
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. I'm sure we could find some somewhere, but at this very moment, we don't have very much. So let's
Get this
just
sipping.
sniff it and drink it.
I think it smells ashy and bricky, kind of like the aftermath of a fire.
But is that the
indoor.
glass of the peated though?
I mean, I rinsed it out, but
I get lots of maple, big sweet maple.
Doesn't smell.
Yep. And cherry,
Yeah, I mean,
kind of the typical stuff, but like
I was gonna say generic smell.
It's a boog.
All right. Like some black licorice and stuff, and
spicy.
it is spicy. Yeah, it's very nice.
It's a nice spice. The spice.
Doesn't taste hot, really.
It
For
hurts my
115,
tongue,
no.
but
Does it? I can't even feel it. And we've gone up in proof.
Yeah.
wow, this is
we've gone up, down, in the back. Up.
yeah, because
Right.
we did hit 115,
Yeah.
but it's got the nice
It's nice spicy.
yeah, it's I you definitely get the rye grain profile taste.
So like acid reflux of just the whiskey, like
Interesting.
just burn coming up from the chest. That was
that's
weird.
how I feel all the time.
All the time.
All the time.
That was weird.
That's my secret, Zach.
Yeah, I have acid reflux
I always have.
all the time. It's sad.
I don't know. I just love ryes.
No, this is really good actually. There's a flavor in there. I just can't. I don't know what it is, but it's familiar to me. I couldn't drink more. I had to add water.
You guys
before I-
ever listen to Imagine Dragon?
It's I mean it's very grainy tasting,
It is.
but spicy.
It's like a
sweet.
black licorice candy.
It's not overly sweet
Yeah.
though.
No,
Yeah, it's not like
that
a
was surprising for me
black
because the regular Knob Creek
licorice.
Rye is very sweet, and this is not like that. Honestly, I don't know if I like this better than the regular one. Like
do we have?
Yeah, right. Do we have a side by side?
I don't think so.
We could go run out and look quick.
I can't. I'm stuck.
I can look. And I say that because about the Knob Creek rye and this Knob Creek rye, just because it's the same argument I was making for the that Elijah Craig A121 versus B521 was that it's not necessarily more better. It's just better. It was more better to drink. I liked it more.
But it's not necessarily
Like so we were talking
better.
about the B521, the A121, and the B521 was more complex than the A121. I liked the A121 just because it was a better pour. It was just in general easier and tastier to drink, even though definitively I think we all agree that the B521 had more to think about and to even talk about.
Right.
C919
Okay.
though.
And
All right, I'm gonna smell this thing.
This is the same situation. So now we're on to the other one, the
This is D.
D.
Yep.
Does the nose seem like it's more caramel?
I was actually thinking more vinegary.
Really?
No, well, it's a little acidic, but it's got a little bit more sweetness to it.
Oh, this one smells. This is bready. It's
different.
This is biscuity.
It's just his different.
Brisket. Briskety.
I don't get no brisket. This
No,
ain't this ain't no meat product.
No, it was me not being able to speak English.
This is just Carter really, really wanting some beef.
I'm really hungry.
Who's got the beef?
And it smells vinegary too. Oh, this has potential for me. This is the smell.
Too bad you can't get it.
Yeah, right.
Zach's doing the.
Yep. I'm doing the Thompson family tradition with the fingers. Here we go.
And I'm gonna drink it like an Italian.
It actually hits different.
It's very different.
Wow.
I think it's much sweeter. I think it's less grainy tasting.
Yeah, I think I prefer this one over the other one. So,
Okay.
Hit it.
but it's
I want to eat.
it's sweeter. I think it's not. It doesn't have the spice like the other one did.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's better for some reason.
It doesn't. I was really hoping for something different from the smell, and I was underwhelmed with what I was hoping for. But I still think it's pretty good. Mm-hmm. Oh, we didn't give a rating for the last one.
It's
For
not
B.
as complex.
I'm gonna give the last one 7.5.
7.5.
Yep.
Really?
I'd give it a 5.5.
And I'm giving this one an 8.
Okay.
Whoa.
Wow.
I'll give that one a 5.5, and I'll give this one like a 7.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking. Yeah, 6, and this is 6 also in different ways. Yeah.
I was thinking the B. I think it was 5.5. I'll just for simplicity, and this one's maybe a 6.2.
Just above.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I just don't. There's nothing I like more about this one. Like, it's not.
It's
I don't know.
sweeter.
It's sweeter.
It's
it goes-
sweeter and less
It's
spicy.
It's give and take. For
It goes
both.
back to this is an easier to drink.
Yeah.
I think, and it's relaxing, whereas
Yeah.
the other one is very aggressive.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. All right.
Attacks
Now
your
we have
taste buds.
F.
Oh, I gotta add some water.
Where did F go?
The
F is over there.
F. Okay, there's F.
So this before we go on to F,
Jeez, Dylan.
D. Was that a new bottle? Or and whose was that again?
That was
That's
mine.
yours.
I had only had it maybe once or
It just
two other times.
Yeah, I was wondering because it looked like it was full, and I was like, "Oh, is that Brooklyn's?" He just not try it.
Nope. That's a fresh
Brooklyn
crack.
has had most of
Yeah,
his.
his looks drained.
Don't
so
add water.
Don't add water.
It makes it even more simple.
Have we had a rye ever that's been better with water?
I don't think we usually
Because
add
I think
water to
midwinter
rye.
midwinter wasn't better.
You added water
I
to
know
that?
not. Oh yeah, Knob Creek was not better. They were the regular rye. I know that for a fact. I know for a fact Willet is not as good with water.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can't say.
I will.
I don't know if there is one that I've
I think
had.
rye is just good by itself.
Yep.
All right.
Rye is just always good.
On to F.
Yes, this next one is F. Same specs as everything else as the other ones.
Yep.
This is the most drink. There's only about a third left. So
Does that mean it's better?
It's aerated.
It's aerated.
It means that either Brooklyn or Brian really likes it.
That's good.
Because we only got these, what, 6 weeks ago?
This is the one they took camping.
Oh.
That's why. Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, they took it on their
Yeah.
Colorado trip.
So we can be thankful that they didn't finish it.
I could see why they took it with them.
They're all good. So even if this one is not as
I've enjoyed these. I'm excited to try this one.
Sorry, but the struggle was kind of funny. You're just like, meh.
smells like I want to go eat.
This one has more alcohol burn, I think.
Yeah, it for sure more than the second one. I'm not sure if it's more than the first.
It's in my nose.
Smell yourself.
Oh, my hands smell like soap, though.
Smell your elbow.
Hold on.
Fabric softener.
No, not fabric softener. You got to smell your elbow.
No, I'm smelling my inside of my shirt, which is work smells.
My chest hair.
Ah, chest hair. Yummy. Okay, this smells a little bit more aggressive. It's got a bit more of a bite.
Maybe a little more grainy, kind of similar to the first one.
It's more similar in that sense. But
It's similar to the first. It's more similar to the first, definitely.
yeah.
All right, we're tasting.
Let's just dive in.
This is real pickly on the scent.
Ooh.
It's like it's an in between B and D.
I don't know. I kind of like it 'cause it's got nice smoothness, but it's kind of got good flavor.
It's
too.
spicy, but it's sweet, and it's...
Exactly.
That's really good. That's a good balance.
What Carter just said is literally words out of my mouth.
That is a good balance.
I agree.
That's
It's
delightful.
not that much better, but
No, but like
I think
that's out of the three of these, that's like the best one.
Yep. 8.25 for Alex.
wow, whole man.
Well, the last
really
one got
like
an 8.
rye.
no,
so
I get it. I'm just still.
gotta be better.
I'm just still amazed.
I just love ryes.
It's good. We have different.
If you had
scores,
Willet Rye,
Yes.
you have.
and you like.
I think I have.
Dylan.
Does it look
He's reaching
Does it
for
look
it.
like that?
I've seen that bottle.
Have you had it?
I don't know for certain. I cannot say for certain.
I'll have you know that's my second favorite rye and a staple on my shelf. I will always have that.
What's your first?
The Kentucky.
Okay, that's
rye.
what I thought.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's really good. It's so good.
it's just you
really,
can't.
really good.
The Willet Rye will be making an appearance in the next episode.
Yeah.
Oh snap!
Which Kentucky Owl?
We had
Batch 4 was the best.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well, and 3. We had 3 and 4. Right?
We had 3 and 4. Have we had 4 on the podcast?
wait, did
Not
you
on
buy
that episode. That was just 3. Yeah, but we
Spoiler alert. We like 4 more.
We have it. Have we seriously not had it on the podcast yet?
I don't think so.
I don't think I had batch 4.
Because we really.
No.
Well, you didn't have 3 either. Because that was also.
No, I
When would
didn't.
you have had it then? If he
No.
hasn't had it.
Well, we had 3 on the podcast.
No, before.
With the
I
Whistle
mean.
Pig
When
Yes,
have you
I
had
had- I was
4?
there.
at your house.
We did.
It was a pregame. for
We had
another
3.
one. That was 3.
That was 3. We don't have 4. I didn't
We
think.
we had 3 before the Whistle Pig.
That
Right
was at
on
your
the
house.
podcast.
Oh, and you saying you
On
had
the
4 at
podcast.
my house. At some
And I
point.
had 4 as a pregame at your place. Yeah.
All right.
I don't
Anyway.
remember that.
I don't know what they're talking
Guess
about.
what?
But you know
That's
what?
next episode discussions.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm giving this 8.25.
I'm gonna say this is like a 6. This is a 6.2, 6.3,
Give it a 6.7.
0.7. Like how we added points.
I like this.
Like
Better than B. I don't like it as much as D. I'm gonna say I'm gonna put it right
You're
in that
just saying
middle.
that because you got D.
I like that D. It's
Yeah.
it's
D.
sweeter, and I don't normally like. I really like peated scotches, so I'm not like a huge fan of sweet stuff. But for some reason, the rye in this circumstance, I like the sweeter rye.
had a good harmony.
So I give this one a 5.8.
Fascinating.
Yeah. So they're all pretty similar to each other as far as each individual rankings of ours.
At some points, we're literally talking decimals. So.
Yeah. So they're all within like half to 1 point away from each other on a scale of 1 to 10.
They're good.
I think for $50, if you like rye, it's a
Gotta
buy.
try it.
Yeah.
And that's why we gotta do the Willet one next, because Willet's you can get Willet for 55. I've seen it for 55. It's usually 60, and I'm curious about that because
Okay.
But well, it's just
I love that stuff.
Yeah. Yep. There's a reason that Will had made an appearance, and we will dive into it on the next episode
Cool.
of the Whiskey House Pub House. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Closing thoughts, anyone?
I like drinking whiskey, but that's not new.
Zach?
My sentiments agree with Alex. You know.
I
Carter?
agree, and so I think we need to end this episode with the good old-fashioned Carter moan. Thank you for joining us. See you next time.